Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching this out there on the World Wide Web. This is Jeremy Gielan for SYS-CON TV. I have with me Kevin Brown, CEO of Coraid. We're at 12th Cloud Computing Expo. Who would have thunk it? 12th, Kevin.
Amazing show. We've been here for so many of these, and it's been great every time.
Well, it's been great, of course, Kevin, because companies like Coraid have also been dancing faster than ever, the quick step, and perhaps we should catch people up with where you are now in the space, because you guys are really on the cusp.
You know, it's been interesting because there's a real shift that's going on in the data center, and it's accelerating, moving away from these big iron legacy architectures towards something that looks much more like Amazon, Google, and Facebook. And so we've been working on for the last few years, how do you build these massive storage infrastructures that are scale out, very elastic, and now layering on that automation layer to make it much easier for end users to go and get the services that they need in a very cloud-like way, but to do it inside their company or in a sort of a non-monolithic cloud. So we make that very flexible.
Now let's just drill down quickly into that notion of scale out, because in case somebody they've got that word in their vocabulary, but they just want it unpacked by the CEO of Coraid, because you're a great explainer. Scale out.
Well, so in the past you had a big box and you ran small data on it. Today we're running small data, big data on all of these small boxes. So going from one box running that data to now spreading across many, many different boxes. This has huge advantages when it comes to being able to expand the data, when it comes to be able to run different workloads on that platform. So there's a real shift, and we've seen it happen enabled by Flash, because Flash gives you so much more performance in a drive. You don't have to have a very large box to serve a lot of performance and a lot of IOPS for your storage. So it's a real transition in the industry, and it's one that's very good for end users because it gets rid of that forklift upgrade.
So it's one of these perfect storms. It's just everything's come together, and now this storage part suddenly is going to be as innovative as all the others.
Well, you have to do some things different. If you look at the traditional storage of big iron, of fiber channel, these have been really challenging to turn into something that looks like cloud. So what we've been doing is, the last few years, we now have 1,700 customers in 45 countries that are now building these very large-scale, multi-petabyte systems. So customers like Sony and Siemens and Shutterstock, they're all really using these type of architectures now to handle multi-petabyte and very fast-growing data.
So who should, you've got a stack of customers, who should we reach out to? The gazillions of people watching are saying, hang on, I didn't hear about Coraid. Where do they like to be? What kind of verticals? Could be anything?
We have customers in many different verticals. The main attributes are people that are dealing with massive data, hundreds of terabytes going to petabytes, a lot of growth, and who need to have a much more modern, scale-out building block architecture rather than buying the same big boxes from the same old vendors that are going to slowly walk you to cloud over the next 10 or 20 years. People need to get there quicker, and so those people are coming to us now and really working with us to build these very modern, very automated self-service systems.
Now, can people watching go to Coraid.com and find use cases just to make sure that you are the guys for them?
We have a number of video interviews with our customers, number of case studies. We can really kind of unpack that for the customers and help them understand, hey, what are my alternatives to some of the same old names I've been using? How do I start to do something that's much more cost-effective, much more flexible? And we love starting small with customers. We'll land, and then we end up expanding because we have such great capabilities that they can mix and match.
So come mix and match. That's a personal invitation from the CEO of Coraid, Kevin Brown. Thank you, sir, for joining us here in New York City, and thank you for following along out there on the World Wide Web.